I've been really excited to talk about this Gundam episode since, like, this is what I love about the Gundam franchise in general, just about how ruthless the characters are and that it's never the good side that you're on. Both sides are dickheads in one way or another, and I'm going to tell you why. Like, Mikazuki in this episode was a cold-blooded killer. So going straight into this episode of Iron-Blooded Orphans, I got to say, seeing the execution of the plan between Orga and Mikazuki that get rid of all the 1st Battalion guys so they can become the true leaders now of the CGS. And I gotta say, their plan, I was expecting just a straight up just rebellion, but the way how they honestly manipulated was just like, hey, we're just gonna make some soup and all that, you know, while everyone else, Einer and all them, just make some soup and shit, some nice little sort of stew. And they're just there, it's just oh, we're just gonna put senators in it and just put you out and put you out of your misery like that, straight like that. So it was very interesting to see that that was the case, and it was very how quickly paced the series is, because honestly I thought a whole episode would just be dedicated to oh, they're having this rebellion and then they might get in the mobile suits and stuff like that. So it's definitely shown that the series is very well paced from the start, and that is one thing I love especially. It just wasn't those episodes just to be grinded to a halt just from something like that. And even sort of Einer learning a lot from this episode, finding out she wants to be of use, even if that means just helping in the kitchen, or even as well, she knows that she, even when she was saying she was willing to take the operation on her spinal cord to even take, even saying, I need to fight too, I need to do something for you guys, let me do something. And finding out that basically that whole spinal operation that they have, out of the 10 kids that were there, Mikazuki was the one of the ones that were out there that actually, because I believe it was he was one of the 4 that survived the whole thing, because the rest of them, if they're even alive, they aren't even able to walk again. They should, they're hospital bedridden for the rest of their lives, so they take that. And considering that Mikazuki took that 3 times, Jesus fucking Christ, to have that operation was fucking insane just to even do that. That is just absolutely, it's insane to see that. And when we see the whole senators work and you see all the first organization, they're oh, you piece of shit, and all that, untie us now. And it's literally Olga's yeah, I'm in command now. You dare think we've got a situation? He's yeah, well, if you untie me, I'll make sure this doesn't, I'll forget about all this happening. He's you're not in charge anymore. Who the fuck do you think you are? And then he just gets Mikazuki to just shoot him point blank in the head. And that's the thing, it isn't one of those things where you just, oh, they turn the camera and put, no, you see this guy die. You see blood on the floor. You see him pop 2 fucking bullets into his skull. And then another guy as well. I'm Jesus Christ, this Mikazuki's just a cold-blooded killer. He said it last week, especially if it's from Orga, I don't mind doing any, whatever it is. I've definitely seen that. These guys have a relationship. Even when he was an even smaller kid like that, he was shown that, he was a murderer. And it's just I feel really bad kind of for that little girl that's got a crush for him and all that, saying she doesn't know about that side of Mikazuki, or maybe she does. We don't really know too much of their backstory, but from what we've been shown so far and kind of what she's been saying, he sounds like a misunderstood kind of person, and he's just he has his own little traits of doing things. And I like that the whole thing about Orga, he's saying, yeah, he's a contradicting kind of person with his beliefs and what he does, but regardless of what, that's what makes him strong. The way he does things is what makes him strong. I love that yeah, they don't go say, oh, this guy's a perfect character or anything like some series do that. They know these characters are flaws, that they have issues. They know they're not the good guys. They know they're not there. I mean, hey, they're just trying to do one good thing and just pretty much out there just to survive. They're not there to be some knights in shining armor like some characters are in shonen series. That they're just out for themselves, and that's what I love about Gundam series. You can have good guys in Gundams regardless of what, but it's what they really like about it is from both sides there's corruption. From both sides there is deceit, lying, cheating, all kinds of stuff, and it's cruelty and torture. I love that stuff, especially this franchise as well. Although the only one that's real takes a difference is the Bill fighters, which are not part of the main universes at all. And it isn't part of that Universal Century, and this one isn't part of Universal Century. This is the kind of an alternate universe. But even still, this is what I love about this franchise. Whenever they do a serious Gundam, it's great, and I love when they do stuff like that. It's just fantastic. And it's just like, even as well, like, when that actual, like, Crunk, I believe his name was, like, came back and he was like, he offered a challenge, and like, it was like a really noble duel. He came out with a red flag and everything and saying, let's fight and all that, 1v1. If I win and all that, I'm taking Aina with me, and also as well, I'll hold this whole war. He's like, he was trying to do the nice thing. He's like, yeah, you guys, you CGS guys won't be like disturbed anymore about this situation. It's like, yeah, but what if we lose? And he's like, well, I didn't want to tell you guys about that, but yeah, it's like the Gjallarhorn is going to be the ones that are going to come after us. Like, I mean, I pretty much had to do this because I failed as an operative and all that, and someone died because of my shit and all that. I honestly like that. The fight itself was great. It was very well done. Holy shit, like, that was really brutal. Like, Mika, like, he has a fucking pile driver, like, a fucking pile, like, that was sick. Like, it was absolutely fucking, like, he just has a stick, pile, just, like, absolutely goes through the fucking mech, and I'm like, oh, that is the absolute best. That is, I love that stuff so much when he just did that, like a stick driver, and he just like went right through it, and it was just like, it was really fucked up because he had this giant hole in his body going there, and he was like, yeah, I can't even kill myself now that I do the honor like that. And he's like there looking bothered, like, oh, fuck, fine. And before he can even say thank, like, he was like gonna go arigato, he just pops him like 3 or 4 times. He's like, yeah, get out there. Like, that's what I love. It's just like, Jesus Christ, that, you know, that's the only kind of respect that he could get. I kind of respected the way he did it as well. He did the one arm like that and just popped him like that. It's like, I think that was maybe a little bit out of respect he did like that. And it's like, honestly, he could have just left him there to like bleed out. So he did him a favor, honestly, at the end. He's like, no, yeah, like, there's no survivors in this war and all that. And actually, like, to find out that they've actually got a new name now. Like, it's like, this isn't like, oh, we're not going to have CGS anymore, which I think it was like Tekana, like, or Tekan, I believe was the actual name that they went for, or Iron Flower, which, you know, that's cool, because, you know, normally when you hear, like, tech, like, that's, like, kind of, like, the whole thing you mean for iron and all that, which is like, you know, that's where you get stuff from like Tekken from, which Tekken means Iron Fist. And honestly, yeah, this episode was just fucking great. And just seeing at the end, like, Aina was like, yeah, I've got my own things to do because they're running low on money. And like, they were even suggesting, how about we hire, like, you know, turn Aina over so, you know, we can actually get some money in. And they were like, no, we've got our own way. And even Aina's sisters are saying like, yeah, I will keep employing you guys. And don't worry, the money will come from this really rich guy that's supporting me and everything. Don't worry about that. I want to be of use. I know I need you guys still. And also as well, I got my own battles to fight, and I'll need, you know, to rely on you guys. And they're like, well, we have to rely on you as well. So it seems like she's definitely trying to build up a relationship with them, but I feel as well, definitely August kind of realizes this is still strictly business. Like, Mikazuki could be a little bit different later on in the series, I can definitely see that, but I really do like the relationship so far between Mikazuki and Orga, and even as well, seeing this development with Aina, like, and it's just great because, you know, they also had a little bit of kindness. They said, like, they didn't kill off all the 1st Brigade guys. It was like, hey, we'll get some money to these guys, you know, some of them if they want to leave, if anyone else who wants to leave, they want to, you know, do their own lives, then there you go. We'll give you a bit of money to go off. Like, I really respected that. I was like, they're not complete assholes, but they're definitely not the good guys. And I absolutely adore that. That was the best thing in this episode. So honestly, like, for everything that this episode was, it was great. Fight choreography was fantastic. Absolutely love the development between Aina, Mikazuki, or like all of that. And what do you think about the new name as well? I believe it was called Tekana or like something, or Tekan. Like, so I'm not too sure. I don't remember the name of that, so I do apologize for that. But that is honestly a great ass episode. Honestly enjoyed it. Like, I just want to give my raw thoughts on it because it was just so good. Honestly, it was a flat 9. It was a really great episode. Like, honestly, it was brutal, and I really wasn't expecting it from this Gundam series, especially. And yeah, that kind of goes throughout. The last Gundam series that I saw was Build Fighters Try. So yeah, the kiddie wheels are off now. The training wheels are off. Now we've got some serious ass Gundam shit going on. But that's all from me. So thank you very much for watching as always, and I'll see you guys next time.